The storm outside matched the tempest brewing in Elena's chest. Rain battered against the windows of the dimly lit cafe, where she sat across from Ryan, her childhood best friend. His piercing blue eyes, normally so steady and full of warmth, were conflicted now, flickering between guilt and longing. He reached across the table, his hand hovering just above hers as though he wanted to touch her, but feared what it might mean. "Elena, I need you to hear me out," he said, his voice low and pleading. "You can't just walk away from this, from us." Elena looked away, biting her lip to keep her voice steady. "Ryan, don't make this harder than it already is. You waited too long." Her words were cold, but inside she was breaking. There was another man now, Liam. The one who had swooped into her life with all the passion and fire Ryan had always held back. Liam had turned her world upside down with his reckless charm, his poetry, his unflinching way of showing his love for her. With Liam, it was like every moment was drenched in sunlight, even when the world felt heavy. But with Ryan was home, safe, steady. A love so quiet she hadn't realized it was there until Liam came along and forced it out of hiding. "Elena," Ryan pressed, his voice cutting through the storm in her mind. "Do you really think he's the one for you? Liam's impulsive. You've known him for what, 4 months? You've known me your whole life. I know you. I love you." She swallowed hard, looking up at him. The words she'd been afraid to say tumbled out before she could stop them. "Then why didn't you tell me before? Why did you wait until I was already falling for someone else?" Ryan looked stricken, his jaw tightening. "Because I was scared. I didn't want to lose you as my best friend. But now I can't lose you to him." The night Elena had met Liam, Ryan had been there too. It was at a gallery opening, and Ryan had been standing by her side, talking about his latest project at work, when Liam had walked in, all energy and swagger. His dark hair fell into his eyes, and the way he carried himself was magnetic, drawing Elena's gaze like she had no choice in the matter. "You've got that look on your face," Ryan had teased her then, his voice light but his smile forced. "What look?" Elena had asked, blinking herself back to reality. "The one you get when you're curious about someone." And curious she had been. Liam's laughter was intoxicating, his words poetic, his attention electric. By the end of the evening, he'd written his number on the back of her hand, his lips brushing her ear as he whispered, "Call me if you want to see the world differently." That was the beginning. 4 months later, the world had changed. Liam had become her everything, filling her days with unpredictable joy and her nights with the kind of love that left her breathless. But Ryan had stayed constant in the background, his quiet heartbreak growing with every passing moment. It all came to a head one evening when Ryan showed up at Elena's apartment unannounced. Liam was there, lounging on the couch, his arm draped lazily over Elena's shoulders. The tension in the room was immediate, palpable. "Elena," Ryan said, his voice tight, "We need to talk. Alone." Liam didn't move, his dark eyes narrowing. "Whatever you have to say to her, you can say it here." "It's okay," Elena said quickly, placing a hand on Liam's arm. She didn't want to fight, though she could feel one brewing. "Just give us a minute." Reluctantly, Liam got up, his eyes lingering on Ryan as he walked to the balcony. Once he was gone, Ryan turned to her, his composure cracking. "Elena, I can't keep pretending I'm okay with this. I've loved you for as long as I can remember. I should have told you sooner, but I didn't, and now I feel like I'm losing you to someone who doesn't even deserve you." She stared at him, her heart splitting in two. "Ryan, Liam isn't perfect, but he makes me feel alive, and you, and me." Ryan stepped closer, his voice trembling. "What do I make you feel?" "Safe," she admitted, tears spilling over. "You've always made me feel safe, but I can't choose between safety and passion. I can't choose between you and him. Don't make me do this." Ryan looked at her for a long moment, then nodded, his shoulders sagging. "I won't make you. But I'm not giving up, Elena. Not until you can look me in the eye and tell me you don't feel the same way about me." The weeks that followed were hell. Liam, sensing Ryan's feelings, became more possessive, pulling Elena closer in ways that sometimes felt suffocating. Ryan, on the other hand, began to distance himself, though his longing glances betrayed his true feelings. The breaking point came one night when the three of them ended up at the same party. Liam, fueled by jealousy, confronted Ryan. "You think you know her better than I do?" Liam spat, his fists clenched. You think your history with her means you have a claim on her? She's with me. Ryan stood his ground, his voice calm but firm. I don't have a claim on her, Liam. But I know what we have can't be erased just because you waltzed into her life with your charm and big ideas. Elena stepped between them, her voice shaking. Stop it. Both of you. This isn't fair, to me or to either of you. Then tell us, Liam said, his voice raw. Tell us who you want to be with. Tears streamed down her face. I can't. In the end, it wasn't Elena who made the decision. It was Ryan. One rainy afternoon, he showed up at her door, soaked through and shivering. Elena, he said, his voice soft but steady, I've been selfish. I've been holding on to you because I can't imagine my life without you in it. But if being with him makes you happy, I won't stand in your way anymore. She stared at him, stunned. Ryan, I love you enough to let you go, he said, forcing a smile. But if he ever hurts you, you know where to find me. He hugged her then, a tight, desperate hug that felt like a goodbye. And before she could say anything else, he turned and walked away, disappearing into the rain. In the months that followed, Elena tried to focus on Liam, on the life they were building together. But Ryan's absence left a hole in her heart that no amount of love or passion could fill. One evening, as she and Liam sat by the fire, she realized what had been gnawing at her all along. Liam was her wild, burning flame, but Ryan had always been her foundation. I have to go, she whispered, standing abruptly. What? Liam looked up, confused. Go where? To make things right, she said, her voice trembling but resolute. When she showed up at Ryan's door, she was drenched from the rain, her hair clinging to her face. He opened it cautiously, his eyes widening when he saw her. Elena? I tried to let you go, she said, tears mixing with the rain. But I can't. You were right. I do feel the same way. I've always felt it. I just didn't realize it until now. Ryan pulled her into his arms, holding her tightly as the storm raged around them. This time there were no words, no second guesses. Just love, real, enduring and unbreakable.